So, you want to learn Ekko Jungle, huh? Well, you came to the right place, because in this video I will be showing you my Ekko Jungle guide. I hope you enjoy, and let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to cover is the clear. So if you're on the blue side, you'd run to your red buff bot side, you'd take that first, then you'd take chicken second, then you'd go run over the mid lane, take your wolves third, go to blue buff, take that fourth, take Gromp straight after that, and then you'd look to take Scuttle Crab. It may be contested, look if you have pressure in the mid lane and the top lane. Now after you take Scuttle Crab, you can either gank mid, or gank top, or back. You'd want to stay away from bot lane, because that's just too far to run, you're wasting your own time. And you could possibly see if this is there, if they tried to steal this one, and you stole it from them, and then you had prio bot lane, you could go to this one. Then you just want to see if their buffs are up after that. But I wouldn't worry about these too much, seeing as though it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so now we're going to cover the red side. So you would have to start top side, you'd get your red buff, then you'd go for your chickens, then you would go for wolves, blue buff, Gromp, and look to take Scuttle. Now it's basically the same thing as the blue side, except you're only ganking this and this. You could also back. It's switched around. You don't want to gank top. Top side Scuttle could be up, but I would doubt that because most people start bot side. And their buffs could be up, but I would not look out for them as much. Alright, so moving on to our combos, we have our test dummy, Jerry here, that we're going to test on. So the combos usually go around your E phase dive, where you press E and then you press any other ability really. So you basically cancel the animation of the ability. Easy, EQ, you move with it, it doesn't stop you on the way like they usually would. It's just very quick, simple. So now I'll go into a full combo. It's usually what you want to do in game. You're going to want to W Jerry over there, EQ him, and then hit him. It should all work out fine if they're standing in that. If they're not, then you just want to get the EQ off like this. That'll work good enough. Now your W also works well with your ultimate ability. So you can place your W there, and then you can ult, and it stuns them and brings you back to their location. Alright, moving on to the ganking. So, test dummy Jerry over there, he's pushed the wave in a little bit too far. So now, you've got your man here clearing his minions. Jerry over there, you just want to place it behind him. Logically, he might run up there, but he can run back, and that will stop him from running straight back. That means he has to either go around it, walk into it, and then flash out, or run up. So if he's running up, you want to try and get the stun on him, kind of. So you want to kind of get it behind him, but on him. At that point, you should have an easy gank. Alright, so for Graves, he basically can't do anything to you late game, it's mainly the early game. where he can invade you, put pressure on you early game, make you basically lose, and that'll really screw you up in the late run. Same thing with Hecarim, he basically just invades you, kinda has that CC with his ultimate and everything. He's just very annoying to verse. So for Jarvan, he's going to be invading you, putting you behind, and basically removing your escape. Warwick is basically the only one that's different from the rest. He does invade you, yes, but he also has that ultimate which can CC you for a while and the whole enemy team can kill you. So now we have the other people that don't counter Ekko. They're basically people that have to power farm. So Karthus is a really good example because he is constantly farming. Now Kha'Zix, he's pretty much the same as Karthus, I guess, except he can fight a little bit earlier. Okay, Nidalee, she's basically the same thing as Karthus, except she can fight earlier, I guess, and she has a little bit more burst. Okay, so Nunu, this is probably Ekko's best matchup, I'd say, mainly because you can dodge nearly all his abilities. Now Fiddlesticks, he's not going to invade you much, but he does have good CC and damage, so this one is kind of on the edge of counters to not counters. Lee Sin, he's kind of on the edge, same as Fiddlesticks. He will invade you, but late game he's not going to be a problem. So Dark Harvest, so you can scale better. Sudden Impact for the magic penetration. Eyeball Collection, because you're a jungler, you're just always going to have Oracle Lens after the first back or so. You clear the wards. Ravenous Hunter, so you can heal from your abilities. That's the primary page, and then the secondary page you want to go for Magical Footwear, so you can have boots at 12 minutes, or you can get takedowns which make it go 45 seconds less per takedown, so that's assist or a kill. Then you want to go Futures Market, so you can go in debt when buying items. This really helps with buying your first item and other items after that. Then you want to go Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and either Armor or Magic Resistance. This is just really going to help in the jungle for armor, and depending on their team you would go Magic Resistance if they have a high AP team, or Armor if they have heavy AD. But generally you're going to go Armor, just to clear the jungle easier. Moving on to items, we're going to want to start off with your Hunter's Talisman. This is just general jungling item for Ekko to start with, because you get mana in the jungle and you heal to 30% if you're below 30% while in the jungle. Then you want to go Refillables, just because you can have potions each time you enter the jungle and back again. First back, you're going to want to rush Fiendish Codex or one of your smites, either blue or red. You're going to want to probably rush blue smite if you're versing people that you can easily catch up to, I guess, like ADCs. If there's like 2 ADCs on their team, you'd want to rush a blue smite. But if you're versing tanks or burst damage people, you want to go red smite, just so they don't do 20% as much damage. On Hextech Proto Belt and a Lich Bane if possible, but you're going to want to rush Hextech Proto Belt and then boots possibly if you've got Hextech Proto Belt at less than 12 minutes. Next up is it's between Lich Bane or Morellonomicon. That's only because if there's people that heal, say they got a Yuumi on their team, then Morellos would really help with stopping that healing, and you'd probably want to rush it earlier than Lich Bane. Recommend buying Sheen before you do start rushing Morellos though, seeing as though it still really helps. Alright, we're moving on to the optionals. It is optional that you can pick Ninja Tabbies or Mercury Treads, but you're generally gonna go Sorcery Shoes, only because you're never gonna have to use the other two that much. You're gonna want to rush Sorcery Shoes for your main build. You can always change that. Then you got Nash's Tooth, that's just gonna help you with auto attacks, I guess. Zonya's, say if you're versing someone like Zed or Annie, this will really help. Magi's, if you're confident in your game, it's just gonna really help if you have them stacks. Alright, moving on to the end game. Items, you're gonna want to go Rabadons or Void Staff, depending if you got any of the optionals. Now, this is really gonna help your full build, I guess. You're usually gonna go Hextech, Lichbane, Sorcery Shoes, Void Staff, Blue Smite, and then Morellocon. But these are always optionals. You're generally just gonna go Rabadons if you're winning, you're very ahead and you have that much gold to buy it. Or you could go different boots, or even Magi's would be good to have. But generally, Void Staff if you're versing tanks. If not, then Rabadon's Death Cap would be a better pick. Then you got your other stuff, your consumables, your spares, whatever you want to call them. You got the Elixir, Sorcery, this is your Oracle Lens. That's going to be bought probably around your first back. You got your Control Ward, you're going to buy a fair bit of those. Probably 2 on the second back, 1 on the first back. And then, judging if you have enough gold spare, you'd buy more later on. Alright, so that's the Ekko Jungle Guide. Let me know if I missed anything. Tell me what you think, let me know if this helped you. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.